Hey y'all, it's your girl Niee here, back with another video. Today is Disturb Thursday, and I have 3 stories in one today. Shout out to MrBallen, because that's where I got these stories from. Go check out his channel at MrBallen. Yeah, it's just MrBallen. I thought it was something else. So thank you for the video inspiration, MrBallen. So if you everything will be listed down in the description box, all my links, MrBallen channel. Please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and comment down below. So these cases are from the book Missing 411 by David Paulides. These stories are 100% true, and these are real, actual people. Today I will be talking about 3 strange disappearances. I can't talk never, I swear. In 1963, on June 23rd, 7-year-old Bruce Farin was with his aunt, uncle, and cousins when they went on a 2-mile hike up in the Utah mountains. Up in the mountains. People love hiking. Yeah, so they was in the Uinta mountain range in Utah. They were on their way to Pyramid Lake, where they were planning to go camping for some days. When they arrived, they figured out they were going to the lake to go swimming, you know, before they go to bed and eat and stuff. Before they actually got into the lake, Bruce told his aunt and uncle that he had to, use the bathroom. So as the rest of the family is getting into the water, Bruce went behind the bushes to go use the bathroom. A few minutes went by, and Bruce haven't popped back out. Like, it's just quiet. So his aunt and uncle, they get out the water and they start like yelling for him, like, where you at, Bruce? Come on. So when the uncle got up and went behind the bushes, Bruce is gone. Gone. Like, what the absolute fuck? My heart would be pounding. So the uncle is steady yelling for Bruce, and the entire family just gets up and go look for him at this point. It's been over an hour and nothing. This is why I don't like babysitting. Like, I know I have my own kids, but just like the thought, like, just imagine losing somebody else's child. Like, you know, that type of, like, I don't know whether I explained it right, but it's just like the fear of losing your own child is crazy, but then losing somebody else's child, that's what I'm saying. So they contacted the police, and the next day a search party happened. There were still no signs of Bruce, like nothing. It's now been 3 days and like nothing. Like, oh my God, I will be screaming everything. So the family is losing hope at this point. At the same time, one of the searchers was 7 miles away from where Bruce was last spotted. The trail this searcher is going up is very steep, and around 500 feet. Like, he's thinking in his head, like, ain't no way a child would be up here. So as the searcher is about to turn around, he sees a child coming down, and that child was Bruce. Bruce was fine. He wasn't injured. He was just hungry. Like, literally, he was hungry. But he will have, like, this little boy would have had to walk over 20 miles over a rugged ridge line while coming down 500 feet off of a cliff without any climbing gear within 30 hours. Like, how did he end up there? But anyway, when asked what happened, he said he remembers sleeping between 2 logs, drinking from a waterfall, and just a whole bunch of animals, to the fact one of them got so close it jumped over him. When he got older and they followed up with him, he didn't recall anything different. Many said that his abductor was one of those animals. Next story. Barbara Bullock was a 55-year-old fit, happy woman living in Montana with her husband of 14 years. In July 2007, Donna, her husband's cousin, and her boyfriend Jim Rollmaker came to visit for a couple of days. The morning of July 18th, Barbara and Jim went hiking at Barbara's favorite spot. Donna didn't go because she didn't feel good. Barbara's favorite spot was on the border of Idaho, an overlook called Bear Creek. Barbara's husband received a phone call not too long later from the police telling him that his wife is missing. In his head, he's like, what the fuck? Like, he's flabbergasted. Like, she just left. She always hiked this trail. What the fuck? When he gets down to the police station, they let Jim explain what happened. He said that him and Barbara were hiking up the trail. For about like 30 minutes, they sat down and had a picnic and just out enjoying the view. As they were leaving and headed back down the trail, Barbara is like 20 feet ahead of him, and he just stopped and turned around to, like, admire the view. This was his first time going. He said he was only looking about 40 seconds when he didn't see or hear Barbara anymore. He said he didn't hear her fall. He didn't hear any more people coming, no animals or nothing. Like, it's completely quiet where they was at. You would have heard something. He realized that it's as quiet, so he just stopped walking and he's just listening. Maybe he'll hear footsteps or something. Like, he hears nothing. Nothing. The area wasn't that dense. Like, you could see in any like direction, like the trees wasn't hugging each other and stuff. So as he is walking down the trail, he is just thinking that he would just catch up to her. Maybe she went to the parking lot. He makes it all the way to the parking lot and her car is still there. So he sees this crew working on the road and he asks them, like, did they see Barbara or anybody leave this trail? And they says no. 48 hours they searched with helicopters, dogs, and there was no trace of Barbara. Like, her scent, nothing. Like, no foot, nothing. Of course, Jim was the first suspect, the only suspect, but he was so helpful. His story never changed. And, like, he also offered to take a polygraph test. Soon the police ended their investigation and Jim wasn't a suspect anymore, and to this day, nobody knows what happened to Barbara. 23-year-old Orville Tunnel worked as a locomotive engineer in Whitehall, Montana. He really loved hunting. Like, he loved hunting more than anything. Like, yeah. So he was described as being a fierce hunter, being very controlled under pressure. In October of 1910, Orville, his younger cousin, and his brother went outside of Yellowstone National Park to do some hunting. When they arrived, they set up their campsite and went to bed early. The next morning, Orville woke up and he's like gathering his stuff and he noticed there was some elk tracks surrounding the camp and leaving out the camp. So he woke up his brother and cousin and told them he's going to go hunt this elk. He said he will only be gone for an hour. 3 to 4 hours go by. And no oh my God, I'm butchering this boy name. Orville never returned. They were going to look for Orville, but he was an advanced hunter, so they're like, oh, he'll be back. Like, you know what I mean? So the next morning, like, he was gone all night, never came back. The next morning when they woke up, Orville still wasn't there. They left and went to get 2 more of their family members, and they came back and they found some of Orville's tracks and they started searching for him. The tracks lead to a very shallow river, like, but it didn't go past their ankles, so he didn't drown. The tracks continue for 3 miles going alongside this river. In the snow, they spotted this little campfire set up, but it was unburned. It was like must have had some wet matches, so he couldn't set the fire or something. So they continued to follow his tracks, still going down this river until they walked into the river. Again, the river is shallow. There were no tracks or sign of Orville. It was snow everywhere, so it would have been easy to see some footprints or something. So one of the cousin went back and he called the police, and when the police arrived, they had hundreds of soldiers, hundreds, like helicopters, search dogs, everything. For 2 days, they are out here searching for him and nothing comes up. The 3rd night of their search, one of the searchers was up in the mountain close to where Orville was last spotted, that last campfire setup. There was another campfire set up, spotted up there in the mountains, and it was recently put out. Next to the fire, there were a pair of boots. As he was looking around, he spotted barefoot prints leading straight up the mountain. As he is thinking whether or not to move forward or go back and gather some people because it's getting dark, from the side, like looking from the side like this, he sees a dark figure moving up the mountain. The guy is like, this has to be Orville. So he's yelling, waving his hands like, Orville, Orville, over here. And the guy is just still going up the mountain, ignoring him. So the searcher, he pulls out his gun and fires 2 warning shots. The guy didn't flinch, he didn't turn around to check, nothing. So I know back in this searcher here is like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? So the man is just steadily walking up the mountain. I would turn around and go get the gang. Like, I wasn't messing around. So he is definitely terrified. When he gets back to the rest of the search party, he tells them what happened. So that next morning, they gets up to go look for Orville or that man, and it snowed that night like heavily, so all the tracks of the man were gone. There is speculation that the man was definitely Orville, but if that was Orville, why didn't he stop when the searcher was calling him or when he heard the gunshots being fired? Some people think that was a man or a creature that must have made Orville disappear. So thank you guys for tuning in today. Today's video, I want to just give a big shout out to MrBallen. Like, I love his videos and story. Go check out his channel at MrBallen. And check out David Politis 411 series. See y'all tomorrow for Freaky Friday. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and comment down below. Everything will be listed down in the description box. Thank you. Peace.